PBN. Introduction. Welcome to Performance-Based Navigation. This course is intended to be a review of the present and future operations in international airspace for both en route and terminal procedures using area navigation, RNAV, and required navigation performance as the primary navigational system. This course meets the requirements for training in performance-based navigation that might be required by the state of registration. As of 2018, about 50% of all states are in the process of implementing PBN. In continued transition, some older requirements will still be in place for those countries. Other countries that have implemented PBN will have different standards of navigation in compliance with ICAO ESA regulations. We will note this on applicable sections. Please refer to those regulations that apply to your state of registry, AFM, and operation specifications for your flight department. Special approval for specific approach types are required in specific states of registry. Check your location for specific requirements for your operation.
PBN is the next generation of worldwide navigational standardization and replaces procedures for required navigational performance, RNP, basic area navigation, BRNAV, and precision area navigation, PRNAV. PBN is part of the master plan or airspace concept for a worldwide navigation procedure based on the concept of area navigation, or RNAV. At the time of the development of this course, some, but not all of these procedures are in use. In the future, PBN will be the standard worldwide. In this program, we will compare and contrast the present navigational standards and procedures to those of PBN. In many cases, the present standards and procedures are very similar to those of PBN. PBN is a change to the required navigational performance, RNP standards. Significantly, it is a move from a limited statement of required performance accuracy to more extensive statements of required performance in terms of accuracy, integrity, continuity, and availability, together with descriptions of how this performance is to be achieved in terms of aircraft and crew requirements. PBN includes a global navigational specification with specific functionalities, sensor requirements, a defined implementation process, and specifies which RNAV, RNP procedures are to be used during what phase of flight. There are three basic elements of PBN: NavAid, or ground-based navigational aids, such as VOR, DME, and onboard navigational aids, such as Global Navigational Satellite System, GNSS, Global Positioning System, GPS, or GLONASS, Navigational Specifications, or RNP, RNAV limitations, and Navigational Application, or the use of navigational specifications in different airspace situations. Definitions. We first need to define some of the terms we will be discussing in this presentation. Aircraft-Based Augmentation System, ABAS. A system that supplements other GNSS elements with information from augmentation systems. Airspace concept. Overall strategic framework and plans for the operational use of an airspace in order to improve increased traffic capacity, safety, and mitigation of environmental impact. Approach procedures with vertical guidance, APV. An instrument approach which utilizes both horizontal and vertical flight path information within the coverage of a ground or aircraft-based navigational system, or a combination of both. ARINC 424. Structure or architecture agreed upon for navigational databases to standardize data within the system. Area navigation, RNAV, is a method of navigation that permits aircraft operation on any desired course within the coverage of station-referenced navigational signals, or within the limits of a self-contained system capability, or a combination of the above. This is accomplished primarily with navigation referenced to GPS. In addition, the Flight Management System, FMS, will also auto-tune VORs, DMEs, and compare any additional navigation sources like IRUs, TACAs, ADFs, and LORAN-Cs that might be on board to increase the precision of navigation. RNP5, RNAV5. The capability of an aircraft to contain navigational accuracy within a radius of plus or minus 5 nautical miles 95% of the time, or RNP5 through coverage of station-referenced navigational signals, or within the limits of a self-contained system capability, or a combination of these. Barometric altimetry. Barometric altimetry provides readings based on atmospheric pressure. Closed termination. RNAV standard arrival, RNAV star, procedure that allows the operator to fly from the entry point of the star to the final approach fix, or the termination of the star, without input from ATC. Conditional waypoint. A RINC 424 waypoint within the database, indicated by 2 letters and 3 numbers, AB343, which has an assigned latitude and longitude for position within the procedure. These waypoints set some condition, like altitude or airspeed limitation, for the procedure flown. Course to a fix. A heading given by ATC in the form of a radar vector, or cleared direct to some fix, which ATC must compensate for, known wind drift. Fault detection and exclusion. Function performed by some GNSS which can detect a faulty satellite signal and exclude it from navigational use. Flyby waypoints. Where the navigation system anticipates the turn onto the next route leg, the aircraft turns early to intercept the new course on center line. Requires advanced navigational functionality. The preferred method for waypoints is PRNAV and are indicated by a 4-pointed star. Flyover waypoints. When the aircraft overflies the waypoint before starting to turn onto the next route leg. Used only in the terminal area, TMA, usually for the final approach fix, FAF. Can be used in other areas where a procedure requires passing over a fix prior to a turn. Indicated by a 4-pointed star within a circle. FMS, Flight Management System. An integrated system consisting of airborne sensor, receiver, and computer, with both navigation and aircraft performance databases, which provides performance and RNAV guidance to a display and automatic flight control system. Open transition. An RNAV star procedure that takes the operator from the entry point to a position on downwind for an approach, and requires a radar vector from ATC to reach the final approach fix, or termination of the star. This method is used for aircraft spacing on final. GPS. Navstar Global Positioning System, which uses satellites to determine positions on Earth. Inertial Reference System, Inertial Navigation System, IRS, INS. An aircraft onboard self-contained navigational system. Requires no external navigational information. Named waypoint. A RINC 424 terminator that represents a geographical position on the ground that is identified by a 5-letter name, ROBSA.